Yo, hello everybody, welcome back. I appreciate you guys clicking on this video. So yeah, just like the title of the video says, we are bringing back the Predators build. So this build, I made it on previous patch. I think was tile update 9 or 10. I don't remember exactly, but I know I did this build and this was a really fun build, right? It does an insane amount of damage and you guys loved it because I did really well on that video. The name Predator's Mark is because of the Division 1 Predator's Mark, where you could bleed your enemy, right? Now, don't confuse it with the Division 1 because I had a lot of people that got confused a little bit on that first video. So today's video I'm going to try to clear that out. Why is this build called Predator's Mark? But it's not really doing damage with your bleed. This build is about doing damage with your gun, not with the status effect. This build is about using the status effect to gain that damage to your builds. So let's get into the build. Let me show you guys and let me explain everything about this build because this build can hit hard. I can see 850,000 crit easily with this build, and yes, tile update 11 with the new changes that came with it just made this build a lot better, a lot stronger, right? Because of few changes that, you know, it's amplifying my damage. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the build. So guys, this is the build, right? If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you guys know, you guys saw a pretty similar build like this that I posted a few patches ago. I call it the Predator's Mark because we're bleeding the enemies to get damage. Now, we're not doing damage, again guys, we're not doing damage with the status effect. We're not doing damage with that bleed. We just need the status effect to activate the power of this build, and that's it, right? So let me explain. So the main component of this build, or the main gear set, is gonna be ongoing directives. So ongoing directives, by equipping 2 pieces you gain 15% status effect, 3 pieces you gain 30% reload speed, which is actually really good though, I like that. And then the 4th piece is where the fun starts, right? We have the rules of engagement. Killing a status effect enemies grants hollow point ammo for your active weapon, and that's the first thing you guys gotta understand, because some people on that last video, they thought I was doing damage with status effect, but no, I don't need status effect on this build besides to activate that hollow point. So hollow point is what we're looking for, right? Because hollow point will give us a 20% amplified damage to our weapon, and not only that, it will apply a bleed status effect on hit, right? You will apply any enemy that you hit, it will apply that status effect with that hollow point. So 20% weapon damage, that's what we're looking for by killing any status effect enemy. Now, we do have the chest piece on the build because we only use the chest piece. You don't need really the backpack because I have something else on the backpack. You guys are gonna see it in a second. So by equipping the chest piece, you get this right here, which is the talent of the chest piece. So basically that amplified damage is gonna be up to 35% amplified damage from your hollow point, right? So that's right there, it's a lot of damage amplified. So that's the beauty of it. So that's it, that's the chest piece. Now moving for the backpack, right, we're not using ongoing directive, we're actually using Eclipse Protocol. Eclipse Protocol has a talent that can be a standalone talent. What does that mean? Normally, like a gear set has a talent on the backpack and the chest piece, but they only work with the gear set and the chest piece after equipping the 4th piece, right? But for the Eclipse Protocol backpack, that talent, right, that comes on it, you can actually use it without having any other piece on the build besides just the backpack, right? So it's a standalone talent. So what it does is basically amplifies all the damage you deals to status effect targets by 30%. So it's another 30% amplified damage. Because remember, to get this right, we're gonna go back to the ongoing directives, right? After you kill an enemy, you get hollow point. That hollow point will give us a 35% weapon damage amplified, and also it will apply a bleed to the enemy as you shoot them with the hollow point, and that bleed effect gonna give us another 30% weapon damage because of the talent on the backpack. So you guys see where this is going. So it's a lot of amplified damage on the status effect enemies, but not doing damage with the status effect, just taking advantage of a status effect. But anyway, that's the whole point around the build. I hope you guys understand it now because of my latest video. Like I said, some of you got a little bit confused. I hope I explained enough in here. But if you still have questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to explain down there. Now, taking a look at the build, the whole build is going to be core attribute weapon damage, and then attribute critical hit damage and critical hit chance. All of the pieces, right? So on the ongoing directives, I have critical hit damage on attribute and core attribute weapon damage. So chest piece, gloves, knee pads, and also the holster. On the backpack for ongoing directives, this is going to be a little bit tricky because ongoing directives comes with a core attribute skill tier. So you're going to have to roll this and going to be lucky enough to have an attribute critical hit chance or critical hit damage in here. I was lucky enough, I got this one with max critical hit chance. So I took that skill tier right there and I put weapon damage in there. And then with the new changes to Tile Update 11, which also makes this build a lot stronger, I can equip red mod in there, right? Because before Tile Update 11 you had a specific color mod that you had for each brand set or gear set. Now we can equip anything that we want. The last piece is going to be a Fierce Group AB. Pretty simple. We have a AR for this build, so I have the Fierce Group AV for the 10% assault rifle damage. Then core attribute weapon damage attribute is going to be all critical hit damage and critical hit chance depending on how much you need for the build, which by the way, taking a look real quick on the stats, we have 47% critical chance and 113% critical hit damage. Now hold on, those numbers might seem low, but we are hitting for 850,000 crits with this build, right? So keep that in mind. Now for the weapon, right, that we're using to hit that much power, we have the military G36. This is the same weapon I used actually on the latest video for that Predator's mark, and I'm using it again. So for this G36 we have core attribute, of course, assault rifle and health damage, and then attributes a 10% damage to target out of cover, which I mentioned this a lot. That's what I recommend for assault rifles on the attribute. The talent, special talent, has to be on this build. Sadist deals plus 20% weapon damage to bleeding enemies, so it's gonna work kind of like the backpack talent. Once we have that hollow point, we are shooting at the enemy, they're gonna be on bleed, so we're gonna be activating Sadist and the talent on the backpack for another extra damage, right? The way I'm modding these G36 is gonna be critical hit chance everywhere on the scope, on the underbarrel, and also on the muzzle. The magazine is going to be that plus 20 rounds, and that's it. That's my G36 on the build. Now to finish it off, let's talk about the skills. So I have the Stinger Hive and I have the Fixer Drone. The Stinger Hive, why? It's only one purpose, and that's it. I only throw that Stinger Hive most of the time to start off that fight. So once I have that Stinger Hive out there, the enemy is gonna get on the bleed effect, and once I kill the first enemy, right, with that bleed effect, that's it. I start having that hollow point. Once I have the hollow point, every time I shoot them, they're gonna get that bleed effect. That's what I need to activate the build. The Fixer Drone, pretty simple, is just to kind of help us healing a little bit. And not only that, for the specialization, we have the Gunner in here, right? We have the Gunner for specialization, but I can see some people using the Firewall specialization. In my case, I'm using the Gunner because of that 10% armor on kill, and also that 5% rate of fire on kill to your enemies. So that's basically the reason I'm using the Gunner. It's basically more damage and a little bit more armor on kill. But yeah guys, that's the build. Let me know what you guys think of this build. I love this build. This build is very underrated because it does a lot of damage. Now you have to have the right pieces for it, and you have to kill fast. After you get that hollow point, you can go on a kill spread. I'm loving this build. I'm happy with the changes on TU11 that made this build a lot stronger. So let me know what you guys think of this build. I know a lot of you guys loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you find this video helpful enough, hit me the like, I would appreciate. And if you're new, subscribe for more Division Talk content. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.